Hello flosstube, and welcome to our third flosstube video. We'd like to thank everyone who's subscribed and commented and give us a thumbs up. And I forgot last time, and I can't believe I forgot this. I want to give a big thank you to Kay at Kay's Cross Stitch for shouting us out on her Flubies portion of her video. This has been a crazy month. We knew it would be, but it was made even crazier because life happened. The first part of November, jury duty was canceled, but I still didn't find much stitch time because the first week of November through probably about the second, everyone in the house was sick at some point. And then as we're all starting to feel maybe a little bit better, our 16-year-old dog basically threw his back out. He tweaked it somehow, was in a lot of pain, so we had to take him to the vet. And then he was quite needy for, I'd say, a good week or so. He had trouble with it, but he's feeling much better now. And I think everybody in the house is on the mend. The first part of November, my daughter did a craft show, and so I went and helped with that. And there's been lots of things going on at church. Yeah, Thanksgiving. Speaking of which, we hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We had a terrific Thanksgiving. We headed to Brazil, Indiana, which is about a 2.5-hour drive or so. And lunch we spent with Noel's side, and supper we spent with my mom and dad. I come from a very small family, so there were 5 of us at the table for my side, and Noel's, I have no idea. Probably a lot.
Close to 50.
His family, they're so big, it's like a small church get together when everybody gets there. I'm guessing there was probably 50 or 60. And everybody but our son and his wife were there. Our son works at Best Buy part-time, and he had to work over the Black Friday thing that now starts on Thursday, and so he wasn't able to join us. I think that's about all that's been going on, except, you have work.
Yeah.
So we'll just kind of jump right in there with our finishes. I'll let you go first.
I finished this it's called Salt Box Village by Little House Needleworks. And it's on Picture This Plus fabric. What did you say the name of it was?
It was 14 Count Heroic.
14 Count Heroic. And then Lori finished it into a little pillow with this Christmas theme material, we'll call it. But yeah, she finished that. And I didn't have any other finishes.
I count this as a finish because a section of it is finished. I finished up Patrick Henry. Is that lining up?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay. And I have the last one ordered, which is Molly Pitcher, I think is the last one. Here it is so far. And I'm eager to get that last one in and get it put on there and get this wrapped up before Christmas, since it's a Christmas present. I will say I have really, really enjoyed stitching this up, though. This has been a fun project. Just toss that up here.
Okay.
And I had a Jane Lynn freebie called Hey Pilgrim, designed by Cassandra Casalino. And I stitched it on 14 count using the recommended DMC. This was a fun little project. I don't know if the colors are showing up, but it's very colorful and it's just stinking cute. And I just backed it with some fall fabric. This will go on the table in a, I've heard different people call them a sewing box. I've heard people call them candy dish. I don't know which. I don't really care. I use it to hold my smalls. My dad made mine. He made me 2. And I was going to pull it and bring it in here for this and forgot. So I will try to remember. Help me remember.
Yeah, that'll be
I will try to remember the next video to show you that. my dad does some beautiful woodworking, and I get to be the recipient of a lot of that. And this is a little Busela kit called Monkey. I started this during the craft fair that my daughter went to. But this is like the third year that she's done this particular craft fair. So we're starting to get to know the other vendors around us. And I really didn't get very far because I like to talk. And so we talked and visited more than I stitched. I did pick it back up after I finished the cross stitching on Hey Pilgrim because I was avoiding getting out the sewing machine and fully finishing the project. And then this other one I thought tonight would be in my haul because it just came in not too long ago. Little House Needleworks Hot Cocoa. I kitted it up probably 4 days ago. Thought I would start it later. I couldn't wait. So I started it yesterday and finished it this evening. This is so cute. I just love Little House Needleworks.
Till the top of it in.
Okay. And I'm just going to finish this into a pillow ornament. It will be in my little, whatever you call that box that I hold my pillows in. My pillow box. That's what we're going to call it. Okay, and now we'll go on to whips. I don't have any. The one thing I do have in progress is Starry Night. Haven't touched it. I figured with the way my month was going, very bad time to attempt trying to stitch on it. So everything else I finished up because they were just little small things. So I have no whips.
I have one. I've got this little project here.
You're peeking out of the camera there.
Okay. It's called I Didn't Do It by Busela. And we'll pick this up on clearance at Walmart for $1.50. And I thought, well, I'll try that little one.
He says, isn't that cute?
So this is my progress here on it. And I would have had a lot more progress done on it, except I found myself in a frog pond. Somewhere up in this area, up here, I made a mistake. And I dropped a row on this section here. Well, I had 2 more color rows here and across almost to the center line one. So I got those all dug out of there with the help from my lovely wife to tie off when I got the stitches removed that I need to remove.
To his credit, though, he made the mistake back, but by the time he had got to the other colored rows, he suddenly were compensated. But there's no way he could have dropped it in and made the dog's face look like he wanted to. He's a bit of a perfectionist, and I know if he would have tried to fudge it in, he would not have liked himself very well. So he spent 2 evenings.
2 evenings.
I told him now he is a real cross stitcher. And for those of you that have had to frog using kits, you know how the floss in it is just not right. I don't know what they do to it. It has DMC numbers, but it doesn't feel the same for some reason. And it frayed on him, and it made quite a mess for you, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we do have some haul to share. I noticed your little haul pile is so small compared to mine. We need to do something about that.
Think so?
Yeah.
I got plenty of haul to keep me busy.
Oh, okay.
This is the first one. It's called Minneapolis by Tiny Modernist. I don't know if you can see that.
Back up just a little bit because I can't see that.
Okay.
There you go.
There you go. But that's on the list to do sometime.
Soon.
And then I've got one here called Transportation by Bobby G Designs. And see if you can see this. It's got the train in it and the car and the airplane. The train's backstitch on there, which honestly I don't know what that is because I've never had to backstitch yet.
I'm really hoping you like to do that because
But,
I don't, and then you could do all of my backstitching for me.
Lori says I'll enjoy it a lot.
Why don't we like back stitching? It's the same needle, it's thread in and out of the fabric. What is it about back stitching? I know you don't know yet, but
I don't know. I've never done it yet. So.
There is something about back stitching.
So
I don't know.
Maybe if one of the viewers knows what it is, they can tell us.
You know, I hear rumor that there are some people out there that like to do it. I've never met one.
They're the ones that make the real money cross stitching, right?
Yeah, real money. No, they spend real money.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and I picked up another one by Little House Needleworks called Robin Hood. Seen several people stitching this one up. I resisted for a while, as we all do. Then I caved, as we all do. I have no idea when I'm going to start this one, or if I will end up doing this one, or you might end up doing this one.
I don't know.
Who knows? We share well. Except Sunday school books.
That's true.
Because he says I write too much and I take up all of the lines. So we have to, when we do studies in Sunday school, I have to have my own book. He won't share with me. A couple of weeks ago, it's probably been longer than that because I'm so messed up between everything going on. And anyway, Meredith Hatfield on her flosstube channel, it's called Meredith Hatfield. If you haven't watched her, you should. She's really fun. She seems like she has a really fun personality. She did a flip through of this, and I saw it and went and found it on Thrifty Books for less than $4 maybe. Actually, even probably cheaper than that because I had a coupon. There's one here that says, forgiveness is the fragrance of the violet left on the hill that has crushed it. I love this one. I don't even know if you can see it. I probably will never do it because I think I explained in one of the videos we did. I love the look of flowers. Can't stitch flowers. So if you decide you like flowers, you can do that one for me. Here's the whole reason that I picked this book up. It has a lot of patriotic little smalls, and I can't see if you're seeing what I'm trying to show you or what, but I'm short. I hold the book up, can't see the camera, so short girl problems. And then it also has a page of, well, not a page. It has some smalls of Santas that I thought were really cute. And I'm kind of going fast, but like I said, this is a pretty old book, and Meredith did a flip through of it. So check her out if you want to see what else is in the book. I also picked up Debbie Minton's Yesteryear in Cross Stitch. This is another old one. There again, I picked it up on Thrift Books for less than $4. I'm sure because I'm cheap. So, and I just wanted to show a couple of these that I might do. Here's one. It's called Sunday Best Hat. Not sure I would do it in those same colors. I'm not a big pink person, but who knows. And then I thought this one was really gorgeous. It's called Taffeta and Lace. And then I picked up...
She likes books, can you tell?
Yeah, I love books. Not just cross-stitch books, just books in general. Cross-stitch Wit and Wisdom. To Joan Elliott. We have a lot of Joan Elliott fans out there. I am not sure I've ever actually stitched a Joan Elliott. But I had to show this one. This is kind of the humor type that's in this book. So sometimes I wake up grumpy. Sometimes I let him sleep in. But that's not a commentary
It's
on
not.
you. No,
Okay.
not at all. He is not a grumpy person usually. And then it also has some Christmas ornaments in it that I thought was cute. Okay, and this last one,
Another book?
I know, shock, huh? Thrifty Books again. All Our Yesterdays, and it is, but it's from the artwork by Faye Whitaker, who I do believe was or is a UK artist. And I really like this Up the Apple Tree one, this little girl here. Like I said, I'm not flipping through all these. These are older books, and if somebody's curious, let me know, and maybe I'll put one at the end of another video sometime. And then I thought this one was really cute. Schoolyard Games. Is it showing okay? I love that one, but I am not real fond of all of the white in that one, just because when I stitch, I have a really hard time making my white, the stitches stitched in white, look nice. They just don't lay right. I'm not sure why. And then I thought this one was cute. My Post-it notes is right in the middle of it. It's called With Love at Christmas, or, well, wait, which one is that? No, that one's the
Oh, that's...
yeah.
Okay.
This is called With Love at Christmas. This one's cute too. It's called Ice Skating Friends. Okay, that's all my purchased haul.
Purchased haul.
Yes, that's all that cost you money, honey. The rest of this. My mother's cousin recently sold, her and her husband sold their house and got rid of all of their belongings and hit the road in an RV. And that is what they're planning on doing with their golden years. And they're having, from what I can tell from Facebook, they're having a wonderful time. And she was a crafter and sent a box of stuff to me. A lot of it was plastic canvas, and I did that, years ago. Didn't do a lot of it, didn't really care for it as much as some of the other things. And in order to have room for the other things that I do like to do, I stopped doing that one. I tend to take on too many crafts, and I've tried to focus here lately on just a few things. But anyway, she also did do some cross stitch, so there was some cross stitch goodies in that box. There were some kits. I'm not going to show you their older kits. There were 5 or 6 frames, and then there was this one called Cats Galore. I am not, I'll be quite honest, probably going to get thumbs down for this. I'm not a real cat person. I mean, I think kittens are adorable, but we've owned a few cats because our daughter, if
We were adopted by a couple.
if my daughter could make a pet of it, she would make a pet. She would bring home everything except squirrels, and there's a story to that. She doesn't like squirrels much.
It's not fond of raccoons either.
Yeah. So there are a few in here that I might do that are cute. I don't know. We'll see. Then there was some fabric. There's some pastels. I don't know if that's going to pick that up. That's a blue, a light blue. Kind of a peachy pink, and I don't think that's picking up very good. A bright yellow. I know it's looking green. Trust me, it's yellow. There's the green. And a cream. And a white. It's not 14 count. I don't know, that maybe, I don't know if that's 28, maybe.
Looks pretty small.
It looks small, but
Not tiny, but small.
yeah, so I don't know if it's like a 22, maybe. I don't know. I can't tell, but I'll stitch on it whether or not I can tell or not. And then there were 5 packages of this kind of dusty rose, 14 count, but it is so soft. I was really shocked how soft it is.
Go on, you can take out the package and try to see without the glare.
And usually this older Charles Craft stuff, that's open front and bottom. So I'm not even gonna bother putting it back in there. Usually that older stuff is very stiff, but this is not stiff at all. Then the last thing that was in there are these, and I hadn't seen these before. I got some other,
Haul.
yeah, I think I paid for that. It was somebody selling all their haul on Facebook Marketplace, and there was one of these in here. And I kept thinking, oh, I wish I could find, well, those are all tied together, like majorly tied together. Anyway, you put your floss bags on your hoops, and these go on either side of it, making a little like binder for it. And there are tons of rings she gave me in several sets of the little binder things. So I'm just really excited to get those because I will put those to good use. While I do tend to, I bobbinate everything, I still like having it in bags, especially when I'm working with it, so that if I have smaller pieces of floss left, I'm not trying to keep track of that around a bobbin. I can just slide it in the bag, and then when I'm done, I can kind of clean up my mess. Because having all that loose thread, that just makes me a little insane. Lots of things make me a little insane. You don't have to comment on that if you don't want to. Okay, so you have one other thing to show.
I do have one other thing.
I almost forgot about that. I didn't write it down. I can pick up my haul for you.
I have one that I'm going to start, I suppose, when I get done with the dog. But
Oh, I think you should. I have not convinced him to rotate yet.
this one is a Vickery Collections called General Store. And I'm getting ready to do.
This is the first piece he picked out after he decided he wanted to cross stitch.
I'm not sure if I decided to cross stitch after we picked it out, or I wanted to cross stitch because I picked it out.
Yeah, I'm not sure which came first. It doesn't matter.
So that is the project. We've got a piece of, what is that, 16 count or 18 count?
I thought yours was 14.
I can't
Yeah,
remember.
I think it's 14.
Ada that we're going to hand dye.
What color?
I haven't decided yet for sure.
To be announced later.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that's in the works somewhere.
With that full coverage piece, you may want to rotate a little bit. You may get tired of it. Don't lose your stitchy bug stitching on something that's making you crazy, right? Life's too short to make yourself crazy. You go crazy
Maybe
for
too
many,
late for that.
many other reasons. I'm going to continue working on Christmas themed stuff or smalls. I keep saying this, I need to devote some time to Starry Night. And I'm going to kit up a few projects for 2018. Definitely in 2018, I want to start Crowns of the Kingdom. I have my treasure braid ordered. I have my fabric, but it has not yet been dyed because
We haven't dyed it.
yeah, we haven't dyed it. I'm still kind of going back and forth on what color that I want exactly. And I want to kit up and start Let Freedom Ring. And I have a few others kitted up that I will.
Few.
Yeah, a few. He's pointing at my basket. Sometime we'll give you a tour of the craft room. Right now it looks like a tornado may just have came through here. I would like to say it's not all my fault. My daughter, she's an amazing little artist, but she is messy when she's in the creative process. And she's, I mean, looking at her space, which we're facing right now, she must be in a very creative process right now. She would not like it if I showed you. It is truly, it's bad. But if you saw what's in front of us right now, it's not much better. So it's worked in. Yeah. So she has a lot of ideas in that head of hers, and when they come spilling out, they spill out all over her area until she gets them.
Sometimes the rest of the house.
Sometimes, yes. She's been doing much better about that, though. She does clean up after herself finally. I mean, she's in her 20s, so it was time, right? She used to be our little neat freak, though. Remember that?
For a short time.
Yeah, for a short time. She was not so much now. I love you, Beth, because I know she's going to watch this. She's gonna be on us, you know.
Probably.
For saying this.
I'm usually in trouble anyway.
We'd like to give a shout out to our son, too, and thank him for allowing us the privilege of starting the video over. The first time through was a little rough, but we were soldiering on. And then he called in the middle of it, and so we decided, okay, no more soldiering.
We aborted the mission.
We aborted and started over, yes. I don't know if we'll be back by Christmas.
Time will tell.
We've got, like all of you, a bit of a crazy December coming up between
now and the first of the year.
Yeah, church services and practices for church services and family and pitching dinners at church. We are at a church that loves to eat together. We have a lot of pitch-ins.
Right now, about every other week.
Yeah, it's kind of felt that way. Actually, I think it has been.
It is, right?
So I think there's one more before Christmas. Next week.
Next week there's another.
So it'll either be right before Christmas if we find some downtime, or right at the end of December, I would say.
Maybe between Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah, if we don't make it before Christmas. We'll see what happens. It just kind of depends if we get some stitching time in, I don't think you just want to sit and watch us ramble like we're doing right now. Anybody else have trouble with the winding down, the saying, see you later? Give me some pointers if you do videos. I'd kind of like to know how to make that just a little smoother, So again, we want to thank everyone for watching and commenting. And if you would like to follow me on Instagram, I'm at lori.monk, M-O-N-K. And I also put up your stuff because he doesn't have an Instagram, although he does now have a smartphone, so he could have an Instagram. Or not, yeah. He's kind of late to the tech game, so he just did get his first smartphone. So again, thanks, and we hope everyone has a wonderful holiday season. God bless.